Friends, this is the time to learn the SAS basics about the SAS codes, and we do have two types of SAS codes in the SAS. So first one is a data step and second one is a proc, which is called procedures. So data step is a building block of the SAS programming. Data step is used to create, manipulate, or we can say edit the SAS datasets. And proc are the SAS procedures which are ready to use SAS codes. We need to mainly give the dataset name and the required parameters to the procedures. Then procedure will do its task for what it has been developed. Mainly procedures are used to analyze the data. Let me explain this thing in the code. So if you see, SAS data step code starts from the data and ends with the run statement, and we type our SAS codes statements here. So as you can see above, this code is starting with the data, and here I have given the library name, two level naming convention as I told you earlier, then dot, then this is the dataset name which we are going to create. Then as I have written here also SAS codes statement here. So these are the SAS statements. Like input statement will create the variables name, gender, organization, car, age. Data line tells that we are having raw data in the program itself, and here you will see the run statement. It is telling SAS that here data step code is ending. So this is the data step code. So mainly you should be aware about the two types of data codes here. Like as I told you earlier also, there are two types of code, data step and proc procedure. So I will be explaining everything about the data step code. In the next videos you will be learning how to read data and how you can create SAS datasets using SAS data step code, and how you can manipulate. Now it's time to learn, or it's time to be aware about the SAS procedures. So SAS procedures starts from the proc statement and ends with the run statement, except there is a one more procedure in SAS which ends with the quit statement, and it is the SAS proc SQL. SQL means SQL, and it will end with quit statement, and here we will write our statements. And proc code starts with the proc, and then we write the procedure name, which task we want to perform. Just for example, we have created the data set my data into the my2 library. So here the task of data step code is finished, and you can see code status in the log window. Now it's time to try our hands with proc procedures. So I just want to see what data values are there in my data set. So for that I can use proc print. So here it is the procedure which is ready to use procedure, and you can see it is starting from the proc, and as I want to print the value, so there is a procedure proc print in SAS. So I am using that procedure only. As I told you earlier as well, that we need to just pass the dataset name to the procedure and required parameter to the procedure, and procedure will do its task automatically. Let me explain this thing to you as well. So to pass dataset name, we need to write data equals to, and now we need to give the my data, my underscore data, data set name to the proc print procedure. So we will write my data, and our my underscore data data set is there in the my to library. So we will have to give the my to library here. Now proc print procedure will go to the my to library, and it will take the my data data set and print to the output window. Now let me run the code, this proc procedure. I am just running code using this running I button. So you can see this procedure has printed all the values of my underscore data here to the output window, and you can see now this output has been added to the result window as well. So now you should be aware about this as window, as I told you earlier. So you can check that here whenever we run the code which creates the report, that report gets populated to the output window, and that result gets added to the result window. And I have mentioned that we just need to give the dataset name and the required parameters to the procedure. So far I have explained only the dataset name. Let me explain how can we give the parameters to the procedure. So just for example, if you can see in the output window, we have printed all the variables which are name, gender, organization, company and age, and we don't want to see all of the variables. We want to see only name, organization and car. So to select or to print or to get a report for the selected variable, there is a where statement in the proc print. So we need to write where, and then we need to give the variable names to the proc print. Just for example, we are going to print name, gender and age, and then we will have to end this statement with semicolon. And like you can see here, run statement is marked or is being shown as a black character here, so which means that there is a problem in the code. And if we will apply semicolon here, now you can see it has gone as blue, which means that code is fine. Now we can run our code. Now I am running code using F3. So I am just pressing F3 function key. So now you can see we gave variable name, gender and age, and proc print has printed the name, gender and age only. Likewise, there are various parameters options which we can give to the procedures. So I will be explaining these things to you in the next classes. This class was only to explain you the types of SAS codes, and now you should be aware about two types of these SAS codes. And now it's time to learn about the commenting section also. So let me explain what is comment. Just for example, this procedure is printing the name, gender and age only. And just for example, my name is Vikas and I have given this code to David, and David is going to run this code, and he may become confused that why we are printing or we are generating report only for name, gender and age. So there should be some comments written here which David can read from here, and he will be aware that why we have taken only name, gender and age. So for that we can write here we took name, gender and age variables only to show the example. Now David will be aware, or he will come to know that it was just to show you the example. It is not mandatory to print these variables only. And now I am just going to give this code like that. So this code will be generating the error. So let me try to run this code. So you will see that we got errors here in the log window. So it is saying that statement is not valid, or it is used out of the proper order, which means that we are using wrong statement, because this is a simple layman language sentence and SAS don't know the sentence. That's why SAS is giving the error. So whenever we want to add some comments to the code, so comment should not be read by the code. So there are two ways to add the comment to the code. So one way is that if comment is in the single line, then we can start with asterisk, then we can write our comment, then at the end we will have to type semicolon. So this will be considered as a comment. And if we are going to add multiple line comment like this, like we took gender name, so here our comment is spread over to 3 lines. So we will have to start with forward slash, then asterisk, then at the end of third line we will have to type asterisk, then forward slash. So these two things will convert this whole text of the 3 lines as a comment. And if we are going to run our code, you will not get any error in the log window, and you will get your report populated without any error. And now let me tell you the shortcut to add comments also, because this was the manual way. So to add comment using shortcut, you can just select the text, then you will have to press Ctrl and forward slash button together. So this will add comment to the text. And if you want to remove the comment, then select whole text, then press Ctrl Shift and forward slash button together. It will remove the comment. So it is a shortcut. And I am selecting the all 3 lines because I want to add comment to all 3 lines. And if you just want to add comment to single line, then you don't need to add, you don't need to select the complete line. You need to just go to that line and you need to press Ctrl and forward slash. It will add the comment to that line. Just for example, I am writing here, I am Vikas Kumar, and I am not selecting this line, I am just in this line. So I am just pressing Ctrl and forward slash, so it is adding the comment. And if I am just pressing Ctrl Shift and forward slash button, then it is removing the comment. So this was about to add comments. Now you can add your comments using shortcut keys as well, and there are 2 types of comment you should be aware about. One comment starts with star or asterisk and ends with the semicolon, and it is a single. Let me type this into the comments, so you should be aware about that. Single line comment, and this comment is the multiple line comment. Now this was for the SAS Basics about the SAS codes, and I am done with today's class, and we will meet in next class, and I good luck and hope for the best for you, and keep watching our video. Thanks for watching.